Example 7. Show that root 2 is an irrational number. We know that it is irrational number. We got that by long division method. But we have to prove this here by using the theorem 1.6. Okay. Now, this is a root 2 is an irrational number. We have to prove. Let us check it. Root 2 is a rational number. Root 2 is a rational number. We are assuming that. So let us assume that, assuming that we are just taking like that. Assumption, it's our assumption. Root 2 is a rational number. Rational number condition is what? A number is in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and co-primes. Q is not equal to 0. Now here, that is, root 2 can be written as in the form of P by Q. So we are taking that A by B, where A and B are co-primes. Where A and B are co-primes. Co-primes means there is no common factor except 1. Except 1, there are no common factors for A and B. No common factors. Only one will be as common factor. There is no 2 table, there is no 3 table. Both do not come in any table. Both do not come in any table except 1. So those are called co-primes. Now, whenever like this, cross multiply this now, root 2 into B, that is equals to A. Now, squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. Then what happens? Root 2 into B whole square, that is equals to A square. Square is applied for both numbers in the denominator. Root 2 whole square becomes a 2 into B square becomes a B square. That it gives A square. Now sending this in the multiplication part, sending the 2 is right side. Multiplication becomes a division. A square by 2. Okay, now we know that by theorem 1.6, if A square by P, then A by P. Here A is any positive integer, P is a prime number. A square is divided by P, then A is divided by P. A square is divided by P, then A is also divided by P. By this condition, A square by 2, 2 is a prime number. Then it gives A equal to some 2 into C. A by 2 gives some C. C here. Okay, like this you can take A by 2. 2 divides A exactly. A is divided by 2 exactly. That it gives exactly means we will get the quotient part. Quotient part something we will get. What that we are taking? That C. Some value we are getting because of A square by 2. A square is divided by 2 exactly. Then A is also divided by 2. From this we are taking. Now this 2 comes this side, 2 into C. Division becomes a multiplication, 2C. This is equation 1. Okay. Now here this is the equation 1. This equation is taken as 2. Okay. Now by observing this, A is equals to 2C. Up to here this is completed. Now check that squaring on both sides this part. Squaring on both sides this part. Squaring on both sides. A squaring on both sides, we will get that A square equals to 2C whole square. Now this A square equals to 4C square we will get. Now observe that A square from 1 and 3, this is taken as 3. From 1 and 3, from 1 and 3 equations. From 1 and 3 equations, what we are observing? A square equals to 2B square. A square is equals to 2B square. Here A square equal to 4C square. Both are equal or not? Yes. Here A square equal to something. Here A square equal to something. Both are equal. Now 2b square equal to 4c square. A square equal to this one, a square equal to this one. So both are equal. These two are equal. By transitive property we can take. Now this is 4c square. 4 is in the multiplication. Send that multiplication this side, it becomes a division. 2b square by 4, that is the c square. Now 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. B square by 2, that it gives c square. So b square by 2 is something, c square is it. So if by this condition, by this theorem, again we are using by theorem 1.6, if a square by p, then a by p, means a square is divided by p, then a is divided by p. By theorem 1.6 we can write sum b by 2 equal to sum k. B square is divided by 2, then b is also divided by 2. So b by 2 equals to k. Then b is equals to 2k. Okay, this is the equation 4. Okay, now from equation 2 and equation 4, what is the a is equals to sum 2c. From equation 3 and 4, a is observing, if we observe that equations 2 and 4, if we observe that equations 3 and 4, equations 2 and 4, sorry. If we observe that equations 2 and 4, what are those? A is equals to 2k, a is equals to 2c, b is equals to sum 2k. Is it? A is equals to 2c, b is equals to 2k. What are a and b? Co-primes. A and b are what are the a and b? Co-primes. Co-primes is nothing but there are no common factors except one. One is only the common factor. Other than that, no common factors. But what is happening here? A is a 2 into c, b is a 2 into c. So here 2 is as common. Hence 2 is common. 2 is common factor. 2 is common factor. Whenever 2 is common factor, our assumption, it contradicts to our assumption. It contradicts. Contradicts means wrong. It contradicts. It contradicts the fact that A and B are co-primes. So co-primes, we said that those are co-primes, but it is not. It contradicts. That's a failing. Because of co-primes, the A and B are co-primes, but here 2 is as common. So this is a fact that is wrong. If it is wrong, the assumption is also wrong. Okay. Therefore, our assumption, it contradicts to our assumption. It contradicts again. It contradicts to our assumption. It contradicts to our assumption that root 2 is rational. What we have taken that? Root 2 is rational. What we have taken that? Root 2 is rational. So that is wrong. Because of A and B are both are having 2 is as common factor. But there should not be like that. But if it is happening, what is our assumption? That is false. So therefore, it is, we can say that now. It is concluded that. So our assumption is wrong. Our assumption that root 2 is rational. So our assumption is wrong. That is root 2 is rational. Therefore, what is we can conclude that? Therefore, we conclude that root 2 is an irrational. Root 2 is an irrational. Like this, we have to solve this. Some more problems. Root 2, root 3, root 5, root 7. For those numbers also, same concept for this. Okay, right.